So, welcome to my tutorial. We are going to work on the iBoard.
Today I'm going to talk to you about the toolbar on the iBoard IWB software. The toolbar, you can move it around just by grabbing it from any side on the top of the toolbar. You have this button, which is to minimize the toolbar. The toolbar in reality is here on your left of the iBoard, right there. So you get again the toolbar. You can lock the toolbar so you don't move them around, and you can switch to horizontal or vertical. So right now, the most useful way to use it is like this. So first, you have this, which is the pointer. The pointer is very useful. You can select images. To select, you have to click single and then drag if you want to drag. Once you have selected an image, you'll see that on your top of the image, you are going to see some icons, and you are going to see these two buttons, one on the top and one on the right bottom corner of the image that you are selecting. If you select this one, you can make it, you can crop it like wider or longer or smaller. If you make a mistake, very easy, because you have this button right here, which is the undo button. If you move the item somewhere else and you want to undo, you can undo. And if you want to redo, you have the redo button right there. Very easy to use. Then you have this tool, which is the pencil. Here you need to focus on many factors about the pencil. Once you select the pencil, you can start writing. But once you select the pencil, you can change the color. So for example, I'm going to change it green. So now I can write in green. Or you can select more colors, and you can even select more colors. So any color you can customize, and any color that you customize, you can put it on your palette right here. So you can select which color you are going to customize. So you press OK. Then you can select the width of your pencil. In this case, for example, let's use turquoise color there. And if you want, you can select a very thick pencil. Then you have the brush pen. Brush pen is by default red. So when you write like this with a brush pen. If you want to undo, you can undo. When you select your brush pen, you have the same things. You can select how wide do you want the brush pen to be. So you can have it wider. I forgot to mention something on the pencil. On the pencil, you also have transparency. Let's say that you want to be 0 transparency. That will mean that if I write something with the pencil, let me write something, it's going to show like this. You see? I'm going to undo. But if you select some transparency, like 50%, then it's different. So I'm going to do the sample here. This is 50% transparency. And I'm going to go here and I'm going to select 80% transparency. So this one, you can see the difference there. Okay, so going back to the brush pen, you have all these features here. If you need to lock this menu, you can lock this menu here, because once you touch somewhere else, the menu is gone. Okay, then you have the pen. Pen by default is color blue. You have the width of the pen, and you have the transparency again. And then you have the washing brush. The washing brush by default is black. I'm going to select that. Yeah, let's keep it black. And you can just draw like this. It's good. Now, you also have an eraser, and you can select the eraser type, like large circle eraser. So you can erase like this. Or you can select a small one if you need to just erase a part of whatever you are doing. Okay. Too small for this to erase. That's why I'm having that problem. Okay. So here it's a board brush. This is very interesting because now we have selected these two colors. So when I color, let me do it wider. so you can notice. You see that when I write, it's 2 colors. I'm going to create a new page to make it easier. So when I write, it's 2 colors. If I want to select a new color, I double click on the color and I select the color, and now it's 3 colors at the same time. So it's really funny when you want to do something funny. Okay, I'm going to create a new page just to have space open. Now you have the lines, so you can draw a straight line, or you can draw any path. So once you release the touch is how you are going to draw your lines. Same story. You have the thickness. You can have it very thick lines. Or you can go to settings and you can press this one, show lengths. And the next one that I'm going to draw, it's going to show the length. You see it? Very easy and very nice if you want to compare sizes. Okay, then we have shapes. Same story. We have different colors selected. Right now I selected green. I'm going to select it red. And the thickness of the frame, it's here. Right now, let's put 5. And the transparency, always 0. But if you want to make it a little bit transparent, you can select 50 or 80. And the shape you are going to use. So let's say you are going to use triangle. There you go. Now, if you notice this triangle, the frame is red, the inside is clear. What if I want to use solid effect? That way is going to be like that. If you want, you can create a new page. I'm going to select the page again. I'm going to go to effects. We can have it regular shape, so it's not going to morph the shape. And we also have another one, show length. So now when I'm going to draw a triangle, it's going to show the length. If I deselect the regular shape, now it's going to show me the two measurements. If I go, I can select the length, show circumcycle. So basically, if I select circle, it's going to be there like that. Okay, so I'm going to create a new page. I'm there. Then we have functions. We can graph functions. We have a database of different functions like linear function, quadrangular functions. I'm going to select linear function, and I'm going to put where to use it. I have selected the arrow here, so I can select my function bar and I can move it. Like, where do I want this to be at? So it's really functional. Now, if you need to move it alongside, you can graph like this. So this is very handy when you need to graph something and when you want to when you want to continue that. If you grab from the hand here, you can continue the drawings. If you grab the image, you can grab the image. If you need to move this along, you can do it. So that's the way you can graph. I'm going to create a new page. Then we have the point to point. So basically I select a point and I draw a figure. If I select the select button, I can select the figure and I can modify it, or I can circle it if I need to. Okay, I'm going to create a new page. Next, we have the pie chart. So first we select the pie chart button, and then we select where we want our pie chart to be. And then we have the object properties, and on-screen keyboard will pop in. Right now, I'm going to say that I'm going to add a new data, and I'm going to add something that will say USA value. I'm going to put 330 million, and color blue, and I'm going to say okay. And then I'm going to add another data, and I'm going to say Canada. And I'm going to insert another data, and the data is going to be 33 million. Actually, it's 34 million. 34 million. And I'm going to say okay. I'm going to say goodbye to the keyboard. And now I have my data. I can select a 3D effect if I want. And I can have the title. If I didn't bring my keyboard, I can use an external keyboard and I insert population. Population. And what background color do I want? I don't want any, so I select cancel. I select 3D effect, and it's asking me for the type of bar chart. I'm going to use the one selected, and I'm going to press OK. So now, oh, I made a mistake because I put 33 million, and for USA I put 33. So I'm going to go to properties, and I'm going to select I don't need, I will need the keyboard. I select Canada, and I press edit, and I'm just going to put 34 because we are in millions. And I say goodbye to the keyboard, and I press OK. So now we have population, and maybe I want here. So if I can move my pie chart, and I can select from here, and from here I can select many things. And what I want is go back to properties, and I don't need a keyboard, and population in millions, millions, and I press OK. So now I have that one, and if I want, I can separate this pie chart to have a different idea. Okay. So that's a way to do a pie chart. Let's say that you want to change the color on that pie chart. So we go back here to properties, and I can select USA. Goodbye to the keyboard, and I edit, and I can change the color to green, and okay. So we have that like that. Now there's another way to do it. I can go here, properties, and I can unselect the 3D effect, and I press OK. So now I have a 2D pie chart, depending on what type of presentation you are making. Okay, so I'm going to create a new page. Now we have this is in case you want to make a table. So right now the table is selected 4 rows and 4 columns. The frame is going to be grayish. I'm going to select blue. And this is the width of your frame and the transparency. So I'm going to select 50%. So I'm going to draw it here. So here's my frame. Now, the nice thing about working with frames is this. If I have an image, let me go and grab one image. I'm going to go to screen capture right here. No, sorry, I'm not going to go to screen capture. On the very bottom of the toolbar, you can see here that it says iBoard. That means we are in iBoard mode. If I press it, now I'm in operating system mode, in this case, Windows. And let's say that I want to grab this image of iBoard. So I select screen capture right here. I have many ways to select the screen capture. I can do a full screen capture. I can do a Windows capture. I can do an area capture. I can do a freehand capture, and I can go to settings. So I'm going to select do an area capture. Area capture is like this. So I'm going to select the iBoard image like that. If I have the select tool, which is the arrow, I select my image and I can move it along. But if I drop it inside one of the inside one of the squares of the frame, the image is going to stay there. You see? And I press a new page. Now I can use text. I select text, I select where I want to write the text, and I select hello, for example, here, and then I can manipulate the text. If I want to modify the text, I just double click on the text. I highlight the text and I can make it larger. I can change the color. And I have it like this. And then I can move it if I want to make it like this, or I can rotate it. Okay, so that's the text. Now, if I have an image like this, like a square, on without the solid effect, I want to fill that with something. I can do it using this fill bottle that I have right here. So you can select either a solid color, for example, red, or you can select an effect like from one color to another, from green to red, and I press horizontal and I do it here. So you can have very nice colors. Okay, so I'm going to create a new page. I'm going to select this one. Then we have these tools. So we have this dimension label. So basically, if I need to say something is this size, I have that dimension label. It bear with me because that's different than doing this, because this is a line and maybe the line is not show. I don't want it to show the length, so I can do